Christine, are we going to wait for Joe or can we get started?
I'm going to, we're now live on YouTube and we can get started. Joe
I think so too.
Joe can join, so you can go ahead and start.
Welcome, everyone. This is the regular monthly board meeting for the Tioga County Industrial Development Agency. It is Wednesday, May 5th at 4:32 p.m. The meeting is hereby called to order. Christine, can you please do the attendee roll call?
Jen Tecarelli,
Yes.
Kevin Gillette,
Yes.
Aaron Gowan,
Yes.
Tracy Manell,
Yes.
Martha Starbry,
Yes.
John Ward,
Yes.
Eric Knowles.
Yes.
Thank you.
Jen, this is Joe. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Okay, good. I'm here. Great.
We're
Thanks.
golden. We're good.
Great.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
We just did roll call. The next item on the agenda is, we have no privilege of the floor this evening. I'm seeking a motion to approve the April minutes, please.
So moved.
Second, please.
Second, Aaron.
Thank you. Roll call vote.
Jen Tecarelli,
Yes.
Kevin Gillette,
Yes.
Aaron Gowan,
Yes.
Tracy Manell,
Yes.
Martha Starbry,
Yes.
John Ward,
Yes.
Eric Knowles.
Yes.
Thank you. Are there any comments or anything we need to be addressed with the financials, Aaron?
No, I'm all set.
Okay,
Christine.
great.
Christine and I have talked it over a little bit. We're all okay.
Okay, great. Then I'm seeking a motion to acknowledge the financials.
So moved.
I'll
This
make
is
that
Marty.
motion, John.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, John and Marty.
Jen
I need a-
Tecarelli,
yes.
Kevin Gillette,
Yes.
Aaron Gowan,
Yes.
Tracy Manell,
Yes.
Martha Starbry,
Yes.
John Ward,
Yes.
Eric Knowles.
Yes.
Next item on the agenda is Mrs. Tinney, Economic Development and Planning. She has an update for us, I do believe.
So on the DRI admin, we talked about last month, the possibility of doing a share of those admin monies. I would say at this point, stay tuned. That might be modified again. So nothing to report or to act on at this point regarding the DRI. As far as a workforce coordinator position, I did have a conversation with Joe about the legality of hiring a contract versus a W-2 employee. And Joe is of the opinion that we would be fine with making this a contract employee due to several points that he went over with me. And Joe, you can speak to that if you'd like, but bottom line is Joe feels we would be fine with making this as a contract employee, which is a preference of
It's much closer to a independent contractor than it is to a W-2 employee. So we'd be fine, in my opinion, doing it as an independent contractor.
So with that being said, if there are no other questions about that, or you want to have any further discussion about it, what I would look for is for Christine to prepare a letter to send to the Hooker Foundation indicating the IDA agrees to be the partner and that we would be looking at making this as a contract employee so that we can move that process along. I did have the opportunity to sit down with Mark while he was here, and we talked through it, and he's very excited about it. He did ask, however, that we take a look to see if there are any other possible sources to help in the funding of this $300,000 over 3 years. So a couple of things are going to happen. We are exploring right now making an ARC application to help to fund that money because, you know, Mark's thinking is if we're able to find money through another source, and then it leaves more money for Hooker to put toward, other projects. So we assured him that we would be looking, and so we'll be making, it looks like we'll be making an ARC application to help with it. The other thing that's going to happen is we're going to revisit the budget. Might not in fact be 100,000 that we need. Eric, we're going to be very interested in talking with you, get a sense for, what an appropriate salary amount might be. And since we're not including benefits, we're not including a purchase of equipment or anything like that, we feel pretty confident that we'll be able to get that $100,000 number down, which will, will work for everybody. So Eric, just a heads up that Brittany and I talked about that yesterday, and we'd like to kind of sit down with you and go through the job description and get a sense from you, where you think we should be for the range for the salary for this person.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
Leanne, what about the Southern Tier Foundation? They have a quarterly cycle for their grants.
The Southern Tier Foundation, you mean, I'm not gonna come up with, which foundation do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean.
It's located in Johnson City. I thought it was called the Southern Tier Foundation.
Well, we'll look into it. Abby pretty much knows most of the foundations, but
I've used that foundation for several grants, smaller grants, but I think they offer a pretty wide range of larger grants also.
okay.
And as I say, they're on a quarterly basis for application.
Are you talking about the Community Foundation for the Southern
Yes,
Tier?
I'm sorry, it's the Community Foundation.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
the anesthesia still in my blood.
Yeah.
Mm,
I'm not sure that we'll be able to, but we're certainly looking at all options.
Okay, great.
We'll try and, I promised Mark we would put together the best package we could so that we could, spread it out a little bit and not take all the money just from Hooker. So
Right. That's great.
we're looking at that. But definitely ARC is due, I think the pre-application is due next week. So we're on that one right now.
Okay. Thanks. You have anything else?
I've got lots more, but it'll be later.
Okay, it's coming up. Stay
Yeah.
tuned. Christine, next agenda item, please.
Okay, so forgive me, I'm having a hard time with my sharing of documents. The next up is the Weco Gardens too. So we've updated our Excel to show the Suez inspection fees, roughly 72,000. I'm not sure what's going on with my computer. I can't pull it up and share with you guys. But we'll continue to update that spreadsheet every month. We are anticipating the first Robinson payment request any day now. Fagan Engineers is just reviewing that before they give us the approval to go ahead and pay. Okay. And we have 3 developer agreements. The board previously made a motion to authorize any officer to sign these agreements on Joe's approval. Joe has approved the 3 agreements attached, so I'll be executing those and returning to Suez. So on to new business, we have received a pilot application for West Baystar LLC. We have an attached resolution authorizing the agency to accept the application and set a public hearing date. Seeking a motion to approve this resolution.
So they pay an application fee, right?
Yes,
So then that.
yes, it's $2,500 and their check is in the mail.
They're seeking a 20-year pilot, correct, Christine?
Yes, correct.
Christine, when were we gonna talk about options A, B, and C? Are we doing this in open session or in executive?
Joe? We
So-
want to discuss 3 different pilot payment schedules as options for the board. Do we do that in regular session?
Yeah, there's no reason that
Mhm.
to be an
Okay.
executive.
So I guess if the board would pass the inducement resolution and set the public hearing, then we can talk a little bit about what's being requested. Remember,
go
the
ahead.
inducement
Yeah.
resolution doesn't approve anything. It just says that you've received the application, you're accepting it,
Mhm.
and that you're setting the hearing. It doesn't approve anything, as far as what's being requested.
Seeking a motion, please.
So
So
moved.
moved. This is Aaron.
Thank you, thank you.
Aaron and Eric.
Christine, roll call, please, on the resolution.
Jen Ceccarelli,
Yes.
Kevin Gillette,
Yes.
Aaron Gowen,
Yes.
Tracy Manell,
Yes.
Martha Starbride,
yes,
John Ward,
Yes.
Eric Knowles.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, so West Bay Star originally approached us with a pilot schedule request. We've called that option A. Then Leanne and I counteroffered with the option B that is included in the cost benefit analysis. And we've just recently created option C for consideration. Just pulling it up, please bear with me.
So the situation, just to kind of give you a little background on this, the situation is this West Bay Star LLC is an organization spinoff of the Matthews Group. And so they own the property over on Taylor Road, the old Trabuco property. And so the intent is that they are going to act as the developer, and they're going to build this 2-story, 18,000 square foot medical building and lease it to Lourdes Hospital. So in doing so, the Matthews Group, or the West Bay Star, whatever they are, had come forward and asked for a pilot to assist with the building, to help them through the financial cost of building this building. What they've asked us to keep in mind is that the other option that they've talked with Lourdes about is that they would, again, build the building on behalf of Lourdes Hospital, and then Lourdes would then actually purchase the property, the completed project, from the developer. The challenge with that, as far as municipalities are concerned, is that Lourdes is a tax exempt organization, and so therefore there would be, if they were to purchase the building, there would be no real property taxes paid at all on the property. So when the developer came to us, they put forth a suggested pilot schedule, which is what you're looking at, option A. And you can see it's a pretty aggressive pilot, where they were going to make over 20 years total pilot payments of $322,000, which means their abatement, based on what we're projecting the new assessed value to be, would be about, their abatement would be about 1.4 million. And so when I got looking at that with Christine, I said, I really don't think that that has much of a hope of being passed. So we came back with a counter offer saying, we had worked out a schedule, and by doing so, to kind of get them to, in the 20th year where they're going to be at full tax, that amounted to total pilot payments of $946,000, with their abatement at $788,000. So in our conversation with their accountant earlier this morning, what came about that conversation is, with that kind of payment related to the taxes, it now becomes more desirable for them to actually sell the property than to be able to build it, because their return is not there. And so, it'd be better off if they were to just sell the building. So I kind of quickly said, well, let's talk about an alternate possibility, and reworked numbers again to say, what I told their accountant was that I was going to bring this discussion back to the IDA board and see if there was any room for a compromise. And so the option C that you see there is what I came back with. I've not run this by the company or anybody. I just finished it about half an hour ago. Where the total pilot payments would be 725 and their abatement at, a little over $1 million. So I don't know if any of those options would be agreeable to the IDA, or if you have another thought on how we might approach it. I told the developer's accountant today that we would be talking about it tonight and coming back with something, either, it's going to be option B or nothing, or, maybe something in between. I didn't know how it was going to go. So I'm just putting it out there as a possibility, and, open to discussion. As there's another way you'd like to have me approach it with them, I'm happy to do so. Just looking for some direction from you guys.
So Leanne, I know this is crazy and I don't know anything about financing, but they currently own the property and pay taxes on it.
They do.
Can they?
Yeah,
No.
what's the tax bill?
About 8,300.
Oh,
And what we said to them at the very beginning was, you can't go to zero. We can't go backwards. You need to at least start at what they're paying now. And the property is assessed at right now 176,000 or something like that. Yeah. So we said you can't, that will not, we can't go to zero. And they were agreeable to that. So they would start at least at what they're paying on the property now. So everybody in the very first year would be held even, and then it would ramp up at whatever rate after that.
and this is the town,
Well, town, county, and school.
but I mean, that's not.
No village.
Yeah, not village. No.
Can they just get a pilot on the building itself and not the property?
No,
You don't do that? Okay.
I assume this is all to get them out of the flood zone, Leanne?
Actually, they've outgrown their space. They're out of space there. And so it kind of is like the perfect storm. They're out of room and they have the flood issue, and they feel that by doing this, they'll be able to address both issues. They will increase the services there. They will have a lab in the new facility. They will have pharmacy in the new facility. Was there something else, Christine, that was going to be new? And they will be adding 12 to 15, I don't know what the number was, but 12 to a little over 12 employees. They'll be keeping the existing employees and adding another 12 or 13 employees.
And they'll continue the walk-in, I'm assuming.
What we are told is that they would continue the services that they have now and be adding some new.
Okay.
Can we see option C? Can you bring that up, Christine?
What are you looking to see, Aaron?
Option C.
Yeah. Like isolated. Okay. So. All right. I know, but I don't know if I'll get it back. Okay. So, option C. They would be overall paying less than option B, but,
Yeah, so it'd be lump sum payments, Aaron. It would be a set amount, not based on a percentage or the tax rate. It would be set amounts in your column G that you have there, starting out at 8,500, and then
Mhm.
scroll down from there. Christine, can you move down from there?
yep, so we,
Those would be the payments each year.
once we hit this year, it raises by 5,000 a year.
But they could at any time sell it to Lords, right?
They could. And so, in talking with Aaron earlier, you would want to have some sort of a clawback provision in there if in the event of the 10 years, they decide to sell the building, that, you know, we would have some protection there.
How would something like that go, Joe?
No, it's just a provision that's in contract. In the transfer of the premise to a not-profit entity, they would have to pay back a certain amount, and it'd be some kind of a workable percent. Well, but it's, you know, it wouldn't be a, how would I say it? It's not an extraordinary provision, if you will. I mean, we have clawback provisions, but we just reference them in the pilot, but this way it would be specific to this particular transaction.
Okay, so
I assume you'd want it on some kind of a sliding scale, so if they sold it in year 9, it'd be different if they sold it in year 1.
yeah, we'd have to know that figure at some point, but
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, options.
That you know, we'd have to work that out. We'd have to come to a position, present it to them, and you know, I mean, it may not be a problem to get it because, you know, leasing may be their goal overall, and I would assume that Lourdes doesn't want to own this. You know, the economics of these institutions is ordinarily to lease, both for profit and not for profit.
Okay,
Obviously,
Yeah,
that's
I'd assume they wouldn't want to keep it, but I mean, it sounds like just negotiating a prepayment penalty on a loan, basically.
yeah. That's you know what, John. That's exactly what it is. Same concept.
okay, so we want to go back with C for our negotiation. Is that what we're thinking? As a board?
That's over 20 years, correct?
Yes.
We'll try it and see what they say.
Yeah,
What's the value of the property once it's sold? Estimated.
1.4 million. 1,428,000 is projected by the real property office.
Okay.
So we should move forward with option C. Is that correct?
well, I mean, they're probably going to be fighting Leanne all the way anyways.
Yeah,
So-
sounds like that's your middle ground to start from.
Right. She needs something to bring back though, so let's start with that, correct?
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it too.
It's a lot more than we're getting now.
Yep.
Okay,
We need-
so if it sounds like there's consensus that I come back with option C and see where it goes from there.
Yeah,
Yes.
And if we need to have additional discussion, certainly I'll be reaching out to you.
Sounds
wanna
like a
say-
good plan. Yep.
So we'll start there.
Okay.
Christine has forwarded to the cost benefit analysis. She will revise that once we figure out which option we're going to land on. Just want to say she did a really great job in writing the cost benefit analysis. She did a really good job with it. And then the public hearing, Christine, do we need a motion? I'd like to go ahead and set the public hearing in the anticipation that we will be able to work this out and continue to move it along.
So they're really in the mood to go.
They
They're
wanna
ready
go.
to Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, they've been in the works on this for a while, I think, because the existing landlord had been trying to come up with a solution for him, and I just don't think ever could. They had actually bought that neighboring property that's now already transferred to another owner, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were working with them on that too, and they just couldn't. That was a challenging site and had some restrictions associated with it, and they weren't able to work it out.
Yep.
So do we need a motion, Joe, to set the public hearing too, or can we just see if everybody,
It's a motion to approve the resolution,
okay,
which includes the setting of the public hearing.
so is Monday, May 24th at 5 o'clock by Zoom, okay? And the reason we're looking at that is that the state allowance to have these public hearings by Zoom expires on the 26th, I think.
Yes.
So if we're going to do it by Zoom, we need to do it before then, so
When's Memorial Day?
the 31st.
That's
Okay,
the Monday before Memorial Day, a whole week
Okay.
before.
that works.
Yes, I'm good with it.
Great.
Joe, can you make that? We need you,
Yeah,
okay. Okay, thank you.
So we had a closing for Evelyn Moscow this week for the old Friday, for the old country florist loan closing. She now owns the flower shop. Sales tax exemption update for Owego Gardens 2. They've reported 5474 total sales exemption, well within the authorized amount. Grant updates, we have the ag value chain study still in progress, and the most recent consultant's memo has been attached here and also emailed to you all just recently. And we're still waiting for FEMA's final approval on the Monkey Run application, hoping to
What's going on with Owego Gardens 2? What's going on with the water tank? How soon are we getting that? Where'd everybody go? I see
I don't
Eric.
know, I'm still here.
I
Where's
think
everybody
we
else?
lost.
So
back.
Christine.
There's Leanne.
we had unstable internet here at the county, so sorry about that.
Sorry
Christine,
about that. Where did
What?
you lose me?
Everybody's back.
last thing we heard was you have a memo on the ag value chain.
Thank you.
Yep.
And FEMA's, our Monkey Run application is in final review with FEMA, hoping to receive approval soon, be able to fix that this summer.
Okay.
And that's all for regular. We do have an executive session today.
Yes,
Well, wait a minute.
okay.
Question for Leanne. Where are we at as far as Owego Gardens 2? The water tank, as far as construction goes, what's going on?
Everybody's happy.
Are
So
they happy with moving dirt?
Yeah, I'm not talking about dirt nearly as much as I was there for a while, but it's moving along. Everybody's playing together nicely. I received word today that it looks like Gork is probably done with their moving soil to the site, to the excess soil to the south side of the site. And that's moving along great. Robinson is not on site right now. They've gotten all the stream relocation work done. The box culverts are in, waiting for them to be placed. They've graded the first part of the tank road. We're working through submittals with Suez and the Aquastore tank. They came back with a few things that Dagan's addressed, no real issues there. Robinson should be back on site here shortly, which is going to work out with the developer agreements, getting those signed. That was a little getting worrisome because we weren't going to be able to let Robinson start until we had those developer agreements in hand. So that's good. That's now in place. Timing's working out. The rain wasn't great for them. Fagan's monitoring the dump site. All looks good. It's been graded out. It's going good right now. Tank work probably start, I'd say in the next couple of weeks.
Great.
When's the tank arrive?
Not for a while yet. It's been ordered. It's in production. It's gonna take a while, but they'll get all the prep work and everything done. They'll get the rest of the site graded. The upper part of the site needs to be graded yet. And that part, the road up to a certain point has been graded. To take it from that point to the actual pad area hasn't been done yet. So when Robinson gets back on site, they'll get that done. And it's working out timing wise. Actually, the weather's helped us a little bit with home leasing. They're kind of settled down a little bit, that we're now in sync and on track with their time frame. So it's working out pretty well at this point.
We have a parade when the tank comes in. I mean, how big is this sucker gonna be?
It comes in rings, I believe. And
Oh,
then-
okay, so they put it together. Okay.
Yep.
I just imagine this large thing coming across the bridge and up
Yeah.
the hill.
Now it's going to come in sections.
Okay.
So you'll see a crane on site here before too long, Marty, for them to place those box culverts.
Yeah,
When they get back on site, they'll be
I
placed.
can hear them working day and, till late at night. Well,
Yep.
5 o'clock.
Box culverts are on site. I saw a picture of them. So that was another thing that we were worried was going to, take quite a while, but that's worked out. They're been fabricated and they're there and they're just waiting on the crane to place them.
Good.
Do we need,
Karen, are you good? Are you good with that?
yeah, do we need pictures for our website or what?
Mm.
Yeah,
I think that's a good idea.
we can get them from Fagan's taking pictures right along. So I know I can get them. I get daily updates with photos from Fagan.
Send them to your media person. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it might be nice to have them on Team Tioga, a little update every here and there.
Right now, it looks like dirt, but it's good,
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
good.
Yep, I can do that.
All right, moving on.
Motion to
How
move,
about a
to-
motion to move to executive session?
motion made. Aaron,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, I have to stop our YouTube